In this video we're going to have a look at the Pythagorean trig identities. Now in a moment I'll explain what they are, but you've actually already encountered one before. The first Pythagorean trig identity is this one here. Sine squared theta plus cos squared theta is identical to 1. That's the first Pythagorean trig identity. Now from that we can derive two more. So this one here now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide this one, every single term, by cos squared theta to see what happens. So that gives me, so sine squared theta over cos squared theta plus cos squared theta over cos squared theta is identical to 1 over cos squared theta, like that. And that'll simplify. So sine squared theta over cos squared theta, well, sine over cos is tan, so sine squared theta over cos squared theta is tan squared theta, plus anything divided by itself is just 1, is identical to, and remember the reciprocal of cos is sec, so that becomes sec squared theta. And there's our second Pythagorean trig identity. The third one we can derive by going back to the start again, but this time what we're going to do is divide by sine squared theta. So we get sine squared theta over sine squared theta plus cos squared theta over sine squared theta is identical to 1 over sine squared theta. Simplifying that, I get 1 plus, and cos over sine is cot, so this one's cot squared theta is identical to cosec squared theta. So 3 Pythagorean trig identities now, relating all the trig functions that we've learned to date. So make sure you write those down. Those do need to be remembered, and you will need to refer to them in lots of later questions. So remember those 3 trig identities. And here's an example question to put them into practice, and I'm only going to concentrate on the 2 newly learned trig identities, which are the 2 on screen now, highlighted yellow. And you've got to decide an appropriate one to use. So here the question says, solve the following equation in the interval 0 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to 2 pi, and the equation is 3/4 sec squared theta equals tan squared theta. So the issue is there's 2 different trig ratios there. We've got tan and we've got sec involved. So if we can take one and turn it into the other, that would be ideal, having only 1 trig ratio, which was always the objective when we were using the sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1 identity to get a single trig ratio. So that's what we're going to do here. So I can see that sec squared theta is tan squared theta plus 1. So I'm going to replace this here with tan squared theta plus 1 using this identity here. Again, write the identities out every time you do a question, because that's the best way to end up remembering them. So you might want to pause now, have a go now that you've been given that clue, and check whether your answer matches mine. But as is always the case, I will keep going. So we've got 3/4, and that becomes tan squared theta plus 1 equals tan squared theta. Now it's probably beneficial now to eliminate the need to deal with fractions. I'm going to times both sides by 4 to get 3 tan squared theta plus 3 equals 4 tan squared theta. Actually, in an exam, you'd be well off to save space, so I'm going to put that up there, as should you when you're working. Make the use of the space on the paper available. Okay, so then taking the 3 tan squared theta to the other side, I get 3 equals tan squared theta. And now, rooting both sides, I get tan theta equals, and this is a key point here, don't forget the plus or minus. root 3, like that. So we've got two equations now to solve. We've got tan theta equals root 3 and tan theta equals minus root 3 to solve. So tan theta equals root 3 implies that theta equals, and let's inverse tan it. We're in radians here, good, yeah. So inverse tan of root 3, which is a third pi. Also, we've got tan theta equals minus root 3, which implies theta equals, and I believe it's minus a third pi, but take no chances, always double check everything in an exam, minus pi over 3, yes. Minus pi over 3, like that. So, draw the tan graph. And it's between 0 and 2 pi, it wants it. Like that. Not a brilliant tan graph, but it'll do. So 0, pi over 2, pi, 3 pi over 2, 2 pi. So pi over 3 is the first solution that the calculator gives us. So all the solutions in line with that. So we can see this one is pi over 3 to the left of pi. So first solution, pi over 3. Then we've got pi plus pi over 3, this one here, which gives us 4/3 pi. Then we've got minus pi over 3, which itself isn't a solution. It's not within the range 0 to 2 pi. But if I extend my graph to include minus pi over 3, roughly there, we can see there's two solutions in line with it. One is pi over 3 to the left of pi, and one is pi over 3 to the left of 2 pi. So pi minus pi over 3 is 2/3 pi, and 2 pi minus pi over 3 is 5/3 pi. And there we have it. We've got all the solutions. So let's have a go at another. So here's another question here. So solve the following equation in the interval 0 to 360 degrees. So we've got cosec squared 2 theta plus 5 cosec 2 theta equals minus cot squared 2 theta. So I can see clearly it's going to be the identity involving cosec and cot. So if you struggle to remember them, a good tip is to write down the original identity, sine squared theta plus cos squared theta equals 1, and divide by something to get what we want. So we want one involving cosec. So if I do that, divide all terms by sine squared theta, then we get the identity we need. So sine squared theta over sine squared theta. So that identity becomes 1 plus cot squared theta is identical to cosec squared theta, like that. Okay, so now that we're on that, what we can now do is use this identity. So do we need to replace the cosec squared with a cot squared, or the cot squared with a cosec squared? One of these terms we need to get rid of. So what I would look at is the non-squared terms. So I can see here I've got a cosec 2 theta. There's no identity we can use to change that. We don't have a Pythagorean identity for that, so we're stuck with it. So we're stuck with cosec. Therefore, this is the one that needs to change. So, rewriting it out, so this implies that cosec squared 2 theta, make that look a bit more legible, cosec squared 2 theta plus 5 cosec of 2 theta equals minus 2, and we're replacing the cot squared 2 theta with, and by rearranging this identity here, we get 1 plus cot squared of an angle is identical to cosec squared of that angle. It just so happens in our case the angle's 2 theta. So, equals minus 2, and if we rearrange this, we'll replace the cot squared 2 theta with cosec squared 2 theta. Make that look a bit more legible. Cosec squared of 2 theta minus 1. And now we're ready to go. So you might want to pause and have a go at the rest of this yourself, but I'll keep going now. So cosec squared of 2 theta plus 5 cosec of 2 theta equals minus 2. cosec squared of 2 theta, double minus, so that makes a plus 2. Trying to get it look more like a quadratic now. So we've got, take those over the other side, 3 cosec squared of 2 theta plus 5 cosec of 2 theta minus 2 equals 0. And it doesn't say show detailed reasoning, so we're well within our rights to use the calculator, or we can just factorise also. Both ways are good. So we've got plus 2 and minus 1 there. So cosec of 2 theta equals 1/3 in that case, or cosec of 2 theta equals minus 2. And then solving it, or rather in order to solve it, we need to get it in terms of sine now. So the reciprocal is sine of 2 theta equals 3. And this one, find the reciprocal of both sides. We get sine of 2 theta equals minus 1/2. This one is not valid, since the size, the modulus of sine theta, must always be less than or equal to 1. So when you discard an answer, always say why you're discarding it. And this one, it's 2 theta we're finding, so let's go back. The range is 0 to 360 for theta, but for 2 theta, it'll be 720 that we need to find the solutions for. So 2 theta equals the arc sine of minus 1/2 equals, and we want to be in degrees here, so I'll change my calculator to degrees mode. So the inverse sine of minus 1/2 is equal to minus 30. And we want all the solutions in line with minus 30 that lie between 0 and 720. So 2 cycles of the sine graph, like that. And I can see that minus 30 isn't on that graph, so I need to extend it a little bit, and roughly minus 30 is about there, so we want all the solutions in line with minus 30. So 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, 450, 540, 630, and 720. And we can see it's 30 to the right of 180, so 2 theta equals, so 30 to the right of 180 is 210, 30 to the left of 360 is 330, 30 to the right of 540 is 570, and 30 to the left of 720 is 690. Therefore, theta equals, divide all of those by 2, so 105. And I've written 333, I meant 330 there, I'll just correct that. So 105, and let's not try and do any mental arithmetic here. It's what leads to mistakes in exams. 165, 570 divided by 2 is 285, and then finally 690 divided by 2 is 345. And there are all of our solutions for theta now. So that's it. So finally, we'll move on to a question involving an identity. And here it is here. It says, prove the trigonometric identity sec squared x minus sine squared x equals cos squared x plus tan squared x. So what I think we should do on these, lay out all the identities that we might need to use. So sine squared x plus cos squared x equals 1, or is identical to 1 rather. Then dividing everything by cos squared theta, or cos squared x rather, it's tan squared x plus 1 is identical to sec squared x. And then Going back to the start and dividing by sine theta instead, I get 1 plus cot squared x is identical to cosec squared x. So I've got everything I need there. So my technique on these is to think what appears in the answer that shouldn't be in the question. So I don't see a sec squared in the answer, and I don't see a sine squared in the answer, so we should aim to eliminate them and hope that it gets us to where we need to be. So sec squared x, I can replace with tan squared x plus 1, so equal to, and always start with the left-hand side and work towards the right-hand side. Don't write the right-hand side out until you've obtained it. So I can see that sec squared x is tan squared x plus 1. Take away, and I know that sine squared x goes to 1 minus cos squared x, which is equal to, and let's just simplify, tan squared x plus 1 minus 1 double minus cos squared x, and then finally equal to, and let's give it the way it was intended in the question, cos squared x plus tan squared x. So the technique, identify terms that you want rid of rather than try and work towards the right hand side. Think, what have I got on the left that I shouldn't have in the final answer? Eliminate it. That, in my opinion, is the best strategy. So go away and have a go at the questions now. Full work solutions available.